Hello everyone, Mark the online minister here. Today we're going to talk about exercise. In Genesis 3:19, God says, "In the sweat of your face you shall eat bread." So God's talking to Adam after the fall, after they had eaten the forbidden fruit. And God told them that they would be sweating to earn their bread. And if your work does not cause you to sweat, I would suggest that you do something that does. Okay, modern society, there's not that many people working that do sweat. Some do, and that's great. If you don't, you better find something. And we're going to talk about different types of exercise. Now, developing yourself physically, there's three components to it: strength, endurance, flexibility. Okay? It's good to find something that'll do all three, but there's not that many exercises that do, and the ones that do, a lot of people don't like to do. Some people like to dedicate a day for flexibility, another one for building endurance, and another one for building strength, but that's fine. Those are the areas of physical development. Sprints are excellent for strength building and endurance. I'm talking about sprinting maybe 100 yards or 100 meters, walk back, sprint again, and do this 5 to 10 times. I guarantee at the end of that workout, if you can go that many times, at the end of that workout, you will feel the strength and the endurance. Now, flexibility, there's a lot of good exercises for flexibility. Martial arts, especially karate, taekwondo, stuff like that. The high kicks, and plus you're going to be stretching in class. Yoga is another exercise that is really good for endurance, although at first blush doesn't look like it is, but it does get your heart beat up. It does develop that endurance and extreme flexibility. It's not really that great of a strength builder, though, although there are some types of yoga that do. There's power yoga, things like that. So I like to look at people that have gone before me and people that are living longer, better lives, and I want to see what they do, and I'm going to copy it, or I'm going to adjust it to fit me. Now, Jack LaLanne is in his mid-90s, and he still has extreme strength, flexibility, endurance. He can drive. He has his full mental capacity and everything that he has always had. And he learned this when he was 17 years old from a guy named Paul Bragg. Paul Bragg was one of the health pioneers of the 20th century, one of the early health pioneers. And Paul died at the age of 94 of a surfing accident. Now, most people today think, oh, they wouldn't even think of surfing at the age of 94 if they're only alive and breathing. They're not going to be surfing. Well, I don't think that way, and I don't think you should be thinking that way. You should be planning on how you're going to be living when you're in your 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. Okay, and the way you do that is to lay the groundwork now with proper exercise, proper nutrition. Okay, now, a lot of people seem to get into this running thing, and they think running is so good for you. And when I talk about running, I'm not talking about sprints, I'm not talking about short jogs, I'm talking about marathons, I'm talking about anything that's maybe over 5 miles. Humans are not made to run that long of a distance. It's bad on your knees. It actually shrinks your heart, and it shrinks your lung capacity. I have this book here called Rediscovering Your Native Fitness by this guy, Al Sears, MD. And I'm going to have him on the radio show. We're going to talk about that. But for now, he goes into detail on how running actually shrinks your heart and shrinks your lung capacity. And let me tell you, if those things start shrinking on you, it's not good. Okay? Actually, it's better if you do nothing than to do long distance running. Okay? It's better to do nothing than to do long distance running. Another exercise that's overlooked is walking, and I recommend that be done every day, especially after dinner. There's something about standing up, proper posture, and walking straight up and getting the blood going. It helps digest the food, you feel better, and you can sleep better. A lot of people just eat dinner and sit down and watch TV. Now, any type of exercise, whether it's walking or lifting weights or doing floor exercise like push-ups, it always progress. Okay, set yourself a goal, a short-term goal, and then a longer-term goal. I heard about somebody who couldn't even walk to their mailbox without stopping 3 times because they were so far out of breath. And next thing you know, they would stop only 2 times to get to the mailbox. Then they could walk all the way to the mailbox. Then they had to stop and catch their breath, and then they could walk back in. Eventually, walking back and forth to the house, walking down the street, walking down the block, and so on and so forth. The same goes with exercise. If you're lifting weights, I recommend compound exercises such as push press, which you're holding a bar or dumbbells at your shoulder level and use your whole body to push them up over your head. Rows, seated rows, bent over rows, pull downs, and squats of all type or lunges of all types, whatever that you like doing. And the best exercise is the exercise that you enjoy. If you don't enjoy doing any weights, if you don't enjoy doing any sprints, and you like playing racquetball or tennis, then good, keep with that. Okay? But if you want to supplement that, I recommend doing some weightlifting. Weightlifting is the best. That compound joint exercise and functional strength exercises. Now, there's a lot of people that like to do floor exercises. They don't like to do sprints. I'd recommend look up Hindu squats, Hindu push-ups, wrestlers' bridges. Those are good. And if you're just getting started, a workout like that would only take 5 minutes and you're done for the day. Believe me, it will work you. So there's plenty of exercise programs out there. Most important thing is to get started and get going doing it. Don't forget to walk after dinner. Remember, by the yard it's hard, by the inch it's a cinch.